Braylon Edwards and, of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go! Friday show, January 24th, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Coming up on 80,000 subscribers on that platform. What about X? We say good afternoon to everybody watching us live on X. Braylon Edwards, my man, on a Friday. Good afternoon to you.
You know what? I'm feeling good, Ryan. Ermanni, time as away. Chase, appreciate you in the booth, my man. Peace, by that. To everybody out there, man, it's struggling with something, or today just seems like the day where it's too much on you. You know, you got too many bills that have piled up, or you know, your wife is driving you crazy, your husband's driving you crazy. You can't figure it out. Maybe your boss is driving you crazy. You don't see the end in sight. It just seems like 2025 is starting off on some BS. Just gotta relax. You gotta breathe. You gotta prioritize. Patience is key in these situations, man. I'm here to tell you, it's not an infomercial. I'm truly being serious. Look, I love you. God loves you too. And just breathe, and things will take care of themselves if you work the steps. So a lot of people dealing with a lot, man. My girlfriend's dealing with a lot. My mom's dealing with a lot. I think everyone in this room, to some extent, is dealing with something. So just breathe, be patient, and God will find a way, and you'll find a way if you believe. So
look at that, man.
Just
How
want to
about
spread
that
some love
for
and
a Friday? How about
positivity,
that for a
man.
Friday start? How
Peace
about
out,
that?
For sure.
Tom Mazaway, good
Good boy.
afternoon to you, my friend.
What's up, fellas? I echo those sentiments by Braylon
Appreciate you,
Edwards.
appreciate
And,
you.
if you have your health, what do you have, Rye?
Everything.
Well, if you had, listen, here's the deal. And Chase and Pete Spivak, welcome to you. Chase, thanks for filling in for KG today. We appreciate it.
Lunch
Pete
on
Spivak,
us.
thanks for being here. There's a saying that I like to live by. I believe it's by Confucius.
Confucius said,
Yeah, and I'm
that still
paraphrasing,
politically correct?
but essentially, if you have your health, you want 10,000 things. If you don't have your health, you want one thing. Prioritize,
Yeah.
right? Perspective is everything.
I like it.
I'm still pissed that the Lions are out, though.
You know, it's funny you say that, Maz, because on the
But
Fox,
you're alive to
I
be
am.
pissed.
Yeah, I am.
on the Fox
messing
2
with
show today, we led with that. You know, because like I've had, and anybody that's watched the show this week, I've had this full range of emotions. This, loss of a family member, like Dan Campbell said, to a little bit of a positivity, a little bit more, and then today I feel like death again, where I just want to pull the covers over my head because again, this feels like it would have been, and it still could be, but it feels like it would have been an epic show. The Friday before a home playoff game, a home NFC championship game. And again, I don't know if I'll ever get over it until they actually get there. Just the feeling of being robbed of what this week could have been like, being robbed of what this weekend could have been like, being robbed of what that moment could have been like if the Lions would have won an NFC championship game at Ford Field. The feeling, knowing we won't get to see that and feel that and be a part of it is quite disgusting to me. And I don't know if I'll ever get over it. And maybe I need to, but that is something that is so rare. I would say it is more rare to play an NFC championship game at home than to actually get to the Super Bowl for the Lions, because you need everything to go right that entire year. You know, if the Lions get in the playoffs at 9-8, win 3 road playoff games, I mean, they're in the Super Bowl. Would that be something that is so outlandish?
Giants have done it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Washington's going to win 11 games this year, 12 games, and win 3 road playoff games, hopefully. I'm rooting for Washington this weekend. But you get the point. You know, I mean, it's very rare to be able to host an NFC championship game, and they're not going to do it, and I think that's
whoever you believe the fault of the game is on, whether you believe it's on the offense, the defense, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, go down the list, the defense, Amik Robinson being injured. The game was the game. It's over, and the reason why you're going to feel that grief is because of everything that happened from January of last year up until this point. The Lions have played through a season 15-2. They assumed the number 1 seed. They've shown you they won 12 games in a row. At one point, regardless of the injuries, they were able to find ways and even able to play well on defense with the players that were coming in. They put themselves in a position where they had the home field against the Commanders, a team that you didn't expect to win, and it happened. And it sucks. And it's going to suck because it's going to suck on Friday. It's going to suck on Sunday when you realize that you're better than both the teams. Because remember, this was the same conversation that we had last year after you lost to San Fran. When you watched the Super Bowl, Mavs, what was the conversation? Lions would have beat them. Lions would have beat them. Well, guess what? That's what's going to happen on Sunday, Ryan. The Lions would have beat either one of these teams, talking about the Eagles or the Commanders. And then 2 weeks after that, after you kind of forgotten, after it's a little bit over, then Super Bowl weekend gets here. And then you're going to watch the game, and then you're going to tell yourself again, Lions would have beat them. The Lions would have beat them. But the silver lining is this. This is the second time in which you've gone this far, the second time in which the Lions have been prevalent. Now you go into this offseason, you know what this moment means. Talking about Dan Campbell, talking about these players. You have a draft to go through. When you get in this position next year, you have experience on your side. The experience of not being in the limelight and the experience of now being in the limelight, being able to be the number one seed and fend people off, at least in the regular season. So you have this opportunity again, just like we didn't think last year. This was our time. This was it. They blew it. They won't get back here. They didn't get as far as there, but they put themselves in a position to get there. So it's going to suck, but the Lions will fend back next year.
Hey, I told you this before, guys.
Yeah.
But this weekend coming up, championship weekend, I used to throw parties, NFC, AFC championship parties.
It's a Super Bowl type party this weekend.
It would have been great. Back-to-back games.
Yep.
Look, I enjoyed them better when they were 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and I believe that's the way they should be, too. I mean, instead of killing your entire day, 1 to 4, 1 and 4. That's the way, to me, football should be played, not 3 and 6:30. That irks me. And I know it's not going to change. It might even get worse as the years go on. But I just don't care. Sure, I'm going to watch the games, but I'm not locked in. I'm just, and it makes me, it pisses me off. I don't know. And I've told you this, guys, over the year. If the Lions aren't playing, I just don't care. They've done this to me.
I'm pissed now.
They've ruined my football watching.
See, you guys have always been here as it relates to the Lions. You've always cheered for the Lions. The Lions, like, this is new for me. This is new. The Jets never matter in the playoffs. I never have to worry about where the Jets are going to be and who they're going to play against. The playoffs are always fun. The playoffs has always been, whoever the big game is first week, we'll do that. Whatever the NFC Championship game, we'll have people over for that. We'll do a Super Bowl party. Like, we usually have big events around this at my mom's house or at my father's house. And this week I could care less. Like, I'm a 4-year Lions fan, and now, like, I literally am. Like, this is Josh Allen versus Mahomes, the game that Maz has been complaining about for 3 years, that it's not fair. Like, that's the best playoff game I think I've ever watched.
It was unbelievable.
One of the best playoff games I've ever watched.
Yesterday was the anniversary. I watched the highlights again yesterday.
That game is happening again this Sunday, and I could give two you-know-whats.
And I could give even less.
The Rams and the Commanders, I want to see this NFC rival go at it again. Like, I could completely care less about Sunday. I will probably watch the Ravens. I won't be watching them. The Bills and the Chiefs, if it's the latter game.
It is.
But I won't be watching the first game. I'll be doing something else. I could care less.
That NFC game is not the two best teams in the NFC. They're not. And it just happened to fall that way. Washington had their best game. We played our worst game. And call me a whiner or whatever. But that's just a fact.
But
the two best teams aren't playing. It should be Eagles and it should be the Lions.
Okay, well then that has to change next year, Maz. Ryan, tell me if you agree with this. That has to change. Last year, what do you say after the San Francisco 49ers won? Well, the best team didn't win.
Yep.
This year, after losing to the Commanders, what are we saying? Well, the best team. Well, maybe it is. Maybe the better team was in the Super Bowl last year, and that was the 49ers because they were able to not unravel. Maybe the best team that came out of the last Saturday's game is in the NFC Conference Championship because Dan Quinn was able to keep his guys poised. Because you had a rookie quarterback that didn't play like a rookie quarterback because the offensive coordinator kept him in no huddle.
It also helped that we have no defenders on the field.
All of those things.
Okay, it's the truth.
All of those things were true the week before that. And the week before that. And the week before that. And we all thought.
But those didn't count. Those are regular season.
Yeah, but you can't have the conversation in the regular season when you still don't have a defense that this team's going to win the Super Bowl. Nobody can stop them. And then in the playoffs, now use the excuse, well, we don't have any defense.
Well, we thought we'd outscore everyone, and we didn't. And Ryan brought it up. Yeah. The offense picked the worst day to have their worst day.
So the better team won on Saturday. the better offense lost.
I want to thank Burn, $5. Thank the Lord for Kate Cunningham and the Pistons, because without them, I think this would be a much worse feeling. $5. Congratulations to the All-Star reserve, Kate Cunningham, as well. But we'll get to that in just a little bit. Can I pull a question from the Fill in the Blank Friday? And I want to isolate it as well, guys. And we'll do Fill in the Blank Friday coming up at the top of hour number 2. But I want to start the show with this question, and I think it's the reason, Maz, you say you're totally dejected and you're not going to be watching football this weekend.
I will, but one eye.
I understand. I feel like instead of having a big party, Super Bowl type party, I will have it on as background noise. I don't know if I could fully get engaged because, again, this Lions team, that game broke me, I feel like, inside a little bit.
I'm with you.
I'm still here, but it broke me inside a little bit. This one question I want to ask you guys, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna start it off.
Please do.
Here's the question. Your biggest fear with the Detroit Lions moving forward is blank. My biggest fear for the Detroit Lions moving forward is blank. And let me, if I may, kick off the answer here. My biggest fear for the Detroit Lions moving forward is that the Washington Commanders broke them. Just like they broke the Chicago Bears. Just like that Hail Mary that one night in Washington. It essentially broke the Chicago Bears 2024 season. The Hail Mary. I don't think it will happen, but it is my biggest fear that every piece of goodwill, every piece where this trajectory for the Detroit Lions was on this incline and everything was moving towards the Super Bowl just stopped. Thud. Over.
Yeah.
Done. Broke the player's spirit, broke the coach's spirit, broke the fan's spirit. And it may be way overboard. I will accept that. I could be completely overboard, but I am worried. That is my biggest fear, that everything the Detroit Lions have done up until this point over the last 4 years, specifically the last 2.5 years, has been shattered and broken by the Washington Commanders, just like they broke the Chicago Bears when they had that Hail Mary. So you can answer that or come up with your own fill-in-the-blank question or answer.
Man, I think I want to take my time.
I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, because I want to make sure I say it right. I don't want to.
I'll say this for sure. The Lions are not a broken team. They will not even worry about that loss. The only thing that's going to come out of that loss last Saturday is they're going to be better moving forward. I'm not telling you a better record. I'm telling you they're going to be a better team. And I hold on to this. They just ran out of players, and they ran out of steam, and they had a bad day. All on top of it, all together. When Amik Robertson went down, it finished them. They could not stop the other team anymore. Even a couple times, if you force 3 punts, you win that game. They forced 1 punt at the beginning of the second half, and then they scored, but then they could not do anything more. The turnovers were a kill. The Lions are not a broken team. The best thing that happened to them was the end of the season. They lost that game. They have the entire winter to suffer here in Detroit with us. Sure, they'll take some trips, but now they got to work out again. They got to heal their bodies, and they got to come back strong. And Dan Campbell will not let that happen again.
Context, please. Please, guys. Enough of the – I already can hear it right now. Ryan thinks the Lions are broken. That is not what I'm saying. Maz, it is not what I'm saying. Braylon, it is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's my biggest fear. That doesn't mean that I think they are broken, but that is my biggest fear with this team.
Yeah, I'm just answering that fear.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a point to the audience.
We all know that you're a Lions season ticket holder and you're a Lions believer.
It is my biggest fear. That's all.
Oh, okay. I'm on the clock. I think that
You could fill in the blank on your own thing.
no, it's fine. I like where it is. My biggest fear of the Detroit Lions moving forward is that they missed a special opportunity.
That's a perfect answer.
That's my biggest fear, is that they missed a special opportunity. And the special opportunity, you saw what it was. I don't have to go back through the stats. I don't have to go through who was this round, next round, home field. We're done that. It's just a huge opportunity. You know, you don't get the opportunity often in the NFL to have home field advantage. You don't get it to where it's a favorable home field advantage. Like, putting the game aside, let's look at it how we looked at it going into the game. You had a rookie quarterback and a coach that you didn't necessarily fear. Like, you had a defense that you knew you can operate on. So I think, just thinking in that, you missed an opportunity. Last year, you get to the NFC Championship, you lose, but you take that experience with you. You know, that's 3 games of experience. That's coming up short at Levi Stadium. You know, that's a whole off season with that intent. We're working towards to be better than we were that year. We're working towards the next step, which is the Super Bowl, getting past the San Francisco 49ers. And then you have all the injuries, but you still overcome all of that. And you have this opportunity yet again, and it kind of goes out the window. So my biggest fear is that we missed a golden opportunity, you know. And I think I was with the San Francisco 49ers, man, in 2011. We go all the way to the NFC Championship. We lose to your Giants. And then the next year with the 49ers, I wasn't on the team, but then they go to the Super Bowl and lose the Super Bowl. Same thing happened when I was with Seattle, 2012. They made it to the second round of we made it to the second round of the playoff. Had a tremendous shootout with Russell Wilson and Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan won. So they lose in the second. What'd they do the next year? They go to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Then they go to another Super Bowl, they lose, and the rest is history. I just fear that this window could be like that.
Can I add to that? You know, it also is. It's not a fear, but it's when you think in these terms, instead of the Dallas Cowboys who make it to 3 Super Bowls in 5 years, instead of the Kansas City Chiefs who make it to
now you get
3 Super Bowls in 6 years. Now you're the Cincinnati Bengals. You made it once and you lost. You know, or you're the Carolina Panthers at 15 in 1 year. You made it once and that's it. Yeah. Or you're the Atlanta Falcons. You made it once and that's it. When you could have been there, heaven forbid, certainly 2 years in a row. Yeah. Certainly 2 years in a row. That is a much different sort of franchise-changing arc, let's say. Now, I think a lot of Lions fans would take the Cincinnati Bengals or the Carolina Panthers or the Atlanta Falcons, teams that just hit it and quit it. They made it to their Super Bowl, and then they were never to be heard from again. I think Detroit would do that. I'm just talking about in recent history. Right. I'm not talking about, you know, the 80s and stuff like that. I'm just talking about in the last 10 years, let's say 15 years. That is one of the things you worry about too. Instead of making it to the Super Bowl 3 times in 5 years, winning 1 or 2, you've now made it once, which is again, what are we judging this team by? Lions standards or NFL standards? If this team only makes it to 1 Super Bowl, I think that is an underachieving situation too.
I'll take it though.
We'll take it. We're Lions fans, but just like the Pistons, you make it to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals and you win 1 championship. I feel like that was a little bit of an underachieving group as well. 1 championship out of that group. That's kind of the terms that I'm talking about there.
I'm gonna say one last, negative type of thing, and then I will finish with a positive free line. I know you guys like, damn, can they give us something good on Friday? With the 2 games like it's played, it's, how do I say this? When you lose, Maz, like when you lose in a space, when you lose an NFC or AFC championship and a Super Bowl, speaking of Jared Goff, and then you lose in the divisional round, those losses start to make you a type of way. You start to think everything has to go perfect. Dang, I got to make sure I don't do this again. Oh, I got to make – and now you're pressing. Yeah, look at Jim Kelly in 4 years, and I know this is a different scenario, but when you lose, you start to press. You start to get nervous.
Super Bowl.
100%. You start to get more and more nervous. Yeah. Like, damn, we were in the NFC Championship last year. Damn, now we're in the divisional. So you do get nervous with loss. Loss creates doubt. That's just the name of the game. But here's the silver lining. When you look at this Detroit Lions team that made it to the divisional round, that was 15-2 and blah, 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 they were not once this year, when it mattered, at their peak. You look at this team that got to this divisional round, even the team that got to the NFC Championship last year, this team didn't have Hutch or Davenport or Darius Smith if he's going to be on the team, or Carlton Davis with Amik Robinson, with Terry and Arnold, with Brian Branch, with Kirby Joseph, with They didn't have that stability all year. They didn't have these guys in these moments. They didn't have that last year with that defense. They were missing guys on offense this year. So I think that the silver lining is next year we don't know what injuries are going to be, but we know we're not going to go 22 injuries on the defense again. It's impossible. Just do the math on that. I think that's the silver lining is you were not at full strength, and you still committed 5 interceptions or 5 turnovers and all types of boneheaded plays, and you still were right there in the midst of making something happen in the fourth quarter of that game. You were right there last year when you were handicapped on defense. You were that close to getting to the Super Bowl. The Lions have not been at full strength yet in the divisional to NFC championship, and I think that's the silver lining for next year. Looking for the Lions to be led on defense by Aiden Hutchinson to be at full strength when they get this opportunity next year, whatever that is, if that's on the road or at home.
My biggest fear, I'll fill in my blank. My biggest fear for the Lions is I won't look at them. I won't look at them the same way as I did this year. When I laughed at the competition, I'm like, they weren't an underdog in any game.
Yeah.
They were not an underdog in any game.
Were they in the Bills game?
No, they were favored.
No, they were favored.
They were favored.
They were +2 or +1.
They were America's darling. America's team.
Do we have the schedule next year? The opponents. If we don't, let me just while you say that, let me just while you say that, just want to take a quick peek.
It's a horrible road schedule. It's horrid.
Well, that's just kind of what
the home schedule is very winnable.
Here's why I want to do, and whether they win or lose, it doesn't matter if they're favored or not. But I think just to your point, Maz, they were favored in every game they played this year. Let me ask you, will they be favored at Los Angeles playing the Rams next year?
It depends.
Depends when they play them, I guess.
When, where, and what does the Rams offseason look like? What does our offseason look like?
I'll say we're still favored in that game.
Will they be favored at Kansas City?
No.
Will they be favored at Baltimore?
No.
No.
Will they be favored at Philadelphia?
No.
No.
Will they be favored at Cincinnati?
Yes.
Maybe.
Will they be favored at Washington?
Yes.
Will they be favored at Minnesota?
When's the Washington game?
We don't know.
We don't know yet.
I'm sorry.
I would say those are 5 yeses.
There you go, guys.
Yep. So there you go. Great job, Pete Spivak. Thank you, sir. Great job. And again, will they be favored at Chicago? I mean, will they be favored at Green Bay?
Oof.
I mean,
probably not.
Maybe they'll be favored, let's say, conservatively, 3 of the 9 road games.
If you just look by quarterbacks, which is your favorite thing to do, Ryan and Ermanni, they play the number 1 quarterback in, let's just say football. In football, they play the number 2 quarterback in football. The number, let's just give Josh Allen 2. They play 1, 3, 4, possibly 5. If you want to argue about Stafford.
Who are you saying now?
Stafford.
Okay.
Jordan Love, when he wants to be on, people think he's as good as 5. When he's not, he's as bad as 9. But he's still top 10. You play Baker Mayfield.
Well, I mean, just look. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, Jaden Daniels. The only play and Lamar Jackson. The only top quarterback in the game that they don't have on that schedule is Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at the quarterbacks that they play next year, and I'm not even.
Okay. Look at the home games. They're going to be favored in all 7.
They'll be favored in all 8.
7, 2, 4, 6.
Dallas will be a different team next year. They're still not going to win anything.
But favored in all 8. But I mean, if you look at the road schedule, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford. That's 5 of the game's top 6 quarterbacks.
Kirk Cousins will be on there too.
Who do you think Cousins is going
Cleveland.
to? Cleveland? Potentially.
Yeah.
So, again, it is just a much different road next year. So, Maz, I mean, I understand what you're saying. Yeah. I may look at them differently that next year. The next time
just
they
remember,
play.
the stat is still intact. They have not lost 2 straight games in a long time, almost 3 years.
Yeah, and again, we don't know what the schedule is. We just know who their opponents are next year. So, and
our next favorite day will be schedule release day and draft day. Which is first? I think schedule release, right?
Draft.
Yeah, I don't have the thing in front of me.
You said schedule release?
I think schedule release, then draft. Maybe I'm wrong. Who cares?
Schedule release is usually like May.
But again, if you look at that schedule off the top of my head, I'm going, they lost 3 games at home this year. Will they go 8-0 at home next year?
Who knows?
I'll give them 8. No, I'll give them 8. I'll give them 7-1 at home.
Okay.
They're going to lose a division game at home. One of them, I think. 7-1 at home, and I'm going to go.
This year they were 6-0 in the division.
4-5 on the road. 4-5 on the road. That's. I mean, I'm just saying.
Why? They haven't lost talent.
I know, but I'm just look at the quarterbacks. That's all I'm looking at the quarterbacks.
And hopefully our pass rush will be up to snuff.
So, you want me to just for argument's 5-4 on the road?
Okay.
Then you're 12-5.
I'll take
We'll
it.
take it.
Win the division.
You're probably a division champion at that point,
Win the
but nowhere near a top seed.
And that should be the Lions' focus. Like, the focus should be the division. Win the division. You are in the best division in football, at least in the regular season. You're the best division in football. Green Bay Packers are going to be a problem again next year. The Chicago Bears, obviously, you know what they have now and Ben Johnson. It'd be interesting to see how that relationship works out. And then you have Minnesota Vikings and Kevin O'Connell. You get rid of Sam Darnold potentially, but you have Daniel Jones and J.J. McCarthy. So win the division and then move on from there.
I don't think they're going to have a big fall. They might not be 15-2 again.
They won't be 15-2 again. I don't think they're going to have maybe. I just don't know.
Look how close the Rams came to hosting a playoff game this weekend. They won 10 games.
No doubt.
Win your division, then let the cards fall where they may.
If they go 10-7, those are way too many.
Falling off and winning the division.
Way two different conversations. Last year, they almost, if Green Bay beat San Francisco, the Lions were going to host an NFC Championship game as well.
Right.
You know it.
I hear you.
I'm just saying, if they go 10-7 next year, is that a big fall for you?
Yeah, it is.
That's just what the Rams did. So,
but the Rams won their Super Bowl. The Rams won their Super Bowl. They were allowed to take a back seat for a couple of years, and they got built up. They drafted so well that they got built up. And Matthew Stafford is still playing at a very high peak. Whether he'll continue is another story.
Only thing I would say about the fall off is, like, people in one sense, Lions fans can't say that, Aaron Glenn is the greatest defensive coordinator that the Lions have ever seen, and Ben Johnson is one of these geniuses, one of maybe the top 5 youngest coordinators ever, and blah, blah, blah. You can't use both of these coordinators at the same exact time and say the Lions are going to stay the exact same. Like, these 2 legendary coaches, like, you just lost them. They're not going to be the exact same. And it's going to take them a while to find out who they are, but they will not ever be this 2024 Lions again.
The question is being...
Thankfully, because I don't want to look at this team with all the players that they lost. I wanted my team together. It was not fair this year. It was the football gods effed us. They did. They did. I'm sorry. I've never seen anything. You'll never see anything like that again. 20-some-odd guys on the injured list. You'll never see that again. Jaden Daniels, as good as he was, would not have been that good had we had our team. And I know there's injuries in football, but not that many.
The question is being asked, is America finally experiencing football fatigue? Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. We've got some numbers for you regarding the ratings for the college football playoff, for the NFL playoffs. We'll do that next, but first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Time to get in shape with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. Planet Fitness is the gym for you. It's also squeaky clean. Gotta let you know, it's squeaky clean. It's squeaky clean. It's the best gym you want to go to because it makes you feel good all around. But it's also a judgment-free zone. You're not getting judged when you work out at Planet Fitness. You work out at your own pace to the tune and beat of your own drum. And also, you got to remember, it is fitness that fits into your budget. Not trying to hit you over the head with tremendous prices. We got the prices that fit into your budget. So come on down to Planet Fitness because your fitness is essential.
And after working out, enjoy some 1800 Tequila, the official tequila of Woodward Sports Lions watch parties and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township and celebrate the wins with Smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of your Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. Drink responsibly.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce. Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Feeling a financial pinch? Or Mark White and Associates. Your trusted real estate experts are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 right off the top. Give Mark White and his team a call today. 248-290-8242. Hit him up online, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, Mark White and Associates, 248-290-8242. To make your dreams come true.
And get to Lady Jane's for a award-winning haircut experience. Take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylists deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. I want to talk some college football playoff situations now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been announced today that Miami will be the host of the next national championship game on January 29th. It is a Monday night at Hard Rock Stadium. So
love those Mondays.
Monday night, a Monday night in January 19th, January 19th, Monday at Hard Rock Stadium. The following year,
I think it's in Vegas.
It is in Vegas. Tom Mazaway. I lost my
Michigan to be there.
It'll be Monday again.
Yeah, I'm just
It'll
trying to get the
again.
exact date. It's January 25th, so 2
Wow.
years from tomorrow. 2 years from tomorrow, Monday, January 25th, 2027, the game is in
You're talking about college football
Las Vegas.
on January 25th of a year.
College football national championship game was down this year. Ratings were down big. Do we have those numbers, Pete? Okay.
I don't have the numbers. No.
Okay, 22 million people watched the college football national championship on a Monday night. There was absolutely no buzz about it. Michigan, Washington did much larger numbers last year. And you're talking about Ohio State and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a
For
matchup.
a national championship. And did worse numbers than a year ago. The NFL divisional round this year, all games did worse than this time a year ago. Are we experiencing...
Wild card, too.
Wild card did worse than a year ago. Are we experiencing a little bit of a football fatigue here in this country?
I think so, yeah. Hey, 100%. I'll give you an example. I was this season, you know what I'm saying, I watched a lot of games with my girl or been around her, 4 games, etc. And at every turn, here's November in college football where you're like, okay, it's towards the end of the season. Here's the Ohio State, Michigan game. Oh, okay, so what's next? The Big Ten championship. Yeah, Big Ten championship. And then, they'll start the college football playoff. Like each weekend she's asked me, there's another game? Then the next week, there's another game?
Yeah.
Like there's another game, and because of my job, I'm sitting here watching these games, Ryan. Whether how paying attention to them I'm doing, but I'm watching them. So on and on, and now with the NFL, it's on Friday, it's on Thursday, it's on every day except Tuesday and Wednesday. Like people, just in the college brand, like there was a work up to the hype. There's a work up to the hype. You play the season, you get to the hype. Here's the conference championship games. There's still some hype. After the conference championship games, we got 4 teams set in stone. Even with 4, but I'll stick with 4. You get 4 teams, you set them in stone. By January 5th, you got a national championship. Like all the hype culminates into an end. But you get to the end of the season, now here comes 4 or 5 pointless conference championships. Now here comes the space. Now here comes, it's game after game after game. Like it takes too long to get to the culmination. Oh, by the way, I'm also got to watch the NFL. Because now you've creeped into the NFL's playoff. So I got to watch the NFL's playoff on top of the college football playoff. And it's a lot on top of lots, a lot of layers.
I am fatigued.
What?
You know what?
Hold on.
To hear you say
Yeah.
that is
And I'll tell you why.
everything the game needs to know.
I've been blaming it on just wanting to watch the Lions, but in reality, I'm not locked in like I used to be. Like a Monday night game, it's a horrible schedule. Horrible. Now, I tune in for announcers a lot, and Joe and Troy are my favorites. And they got saddled with some of the biggest crap games of the year. And for me, as a former bar manager, Monday Night Football used to be the game. We would have everything from Budweiser sent in. We'd hang up all the flags, all the team emblems, logos everywhere. We'd have parties. I'd have a shot girl there. It was the top of the line. Monday Night Football was the top of the line. Now you could go into a bar and you're barely going to see a Monday night game on. Sometimes I'll go to let's just say a wings place. You go there to watch the games and they have the Wings on or the Pistons. And I'm like, there's football on. You have to remind people a lot now. But here I am watching games. And I mean this, guys. This is the truth. I got the clicker in my hand.
The clicker.
And when I get bored, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah.
I never, ever used to even think of having a clicker by me, especially if there's 2 games on and they both stink, or Kenny Albert's doing a game and he's putting me to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm changing the channel. And Wednesday's the only dark day. Even Tuesday, you have the Mac playing Maction.
Correct.
So Wednesday's the only time, besides the year that we had COVID, that there was not football. And as much as I love it, and everything I have at home has a logo on it. All my glassware has Lions or Giants, Jets, NFC North, NFC Central. I have an AFC West with the Seahawks still in it. I love the NFL. Look at the clothes I wear. Every day it's an NFL team or a Major League Baseball team. People always say, Baz, you're not a fan. You got a Dolphins shirt on today. What do you want me to wear, Lions every single day?
Yes.
This is the 72 Dolphins, by the way. The Dolphins. My favorite first team.
Was Ray Finkel on that team?
No, he was not. I'm just saying, as an NFL junkie, I'm getting tired. And I don't know why. Is it too much referees? And we're going to get into the Chiefs. Is it too many flags? Is it too much, let's go to the tape. Let's take a commercial. The Lions game had a player go down with just before the 2-minute warning. That was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Come back, 2-minute warning, 1 play. Oh, let's take a break. It's a 2-minute warning. Come back, it's a touchdown. Oh, wait, there's another player down. We have to wait for the extra point. 10 minutes later, let's kick the extra point. Let's take another break.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the way TV has dominated this game. And I know it's a TV game, and I know the times are for TV. But give me my 1 o'clock back. Give me my 4 o'clock back. I don't want 3. I don't want 6:30. I don't want those anymore. And to me, television, as much as it loves football, is ruining the game.
I'm glad you said that. Can I switch to college and say Maz
can do whatever you want.
Is it because of streaming? Is it because you don't know where these teams playing? Starting in August, you got to figure out where team plays. Is the game on Fox? Is it on Paramount? Is it on Peacock? Is it on NBC? Is it on ESPN? Is it on ESPN Plus? Is it on regular local? We don't have local. Like you got to do that all season long and chase these games. And now you're telling me I have to chase these games through December? Hell, I don't know what channel SMU and Penn State played on. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's ESPN, but like you got to do that all season long just to keep up. Yeah. And now you're telling me I got to keep up through January. And then, oh, by the way, Ohio State, Notre Dame, here you go. Two of the most winningest programs of all time. They play on Monday. Congratulations. Nobody watched it. Because people are trying to watch these games all season long on so many different streaming channels and not giving you the games you want in a local standpoint. How many times has Michigan should have been the game? Or Michigan State should be the game, and you're watching some game because somebody told you, well, this is the game to focus on because of this fan base and because of this coach. Storylines are now picking teams versus teams picking teams. I think it's a lot for people. It's a bit much.
Can I add a quick wrinkle if you guys don't
Please.
mind? Just to add to the discussion, I'd like to throw college basketball into that. If I ever, just real quick, this is a really quick comment, guys. I don't know if Ryan might be able to confirm with me or not because you're on X a lot like I am. Did I see a report that the Michigan Minnesota overtime, the 5-minute overtime, took a half hour to play?
I don't know.
A half hour to play. Well, I'm just saying. As we now get into college basketball, now those games are going to start slowing down. You're going to have timeouts all over the place. If you're taking a 5-minute overtime, take a half hour to play, I don't want to watch that.
No.
Did you guys know when the NHL had their Winter Classic on this year?
No.
Isn't it like Christmas?
Does any?
Did they have it last week or
Wait,
did
the,
they have it this week?
the NHL Winter Classic was their marquee game
On New Year's Day.
New Year's Day on NBC.
I was close.
On NBC. This time it was on New Year's Eve, in between college football, and I forgot what else was on, and it was on TNT. And it had two teams that no one give a damn about. I think it was Vegas against Seattle.
I believe it was Blues and Blackhawks at Wrigley Field.
Chase will know. I'm just telling you, the NHL is a complete wreck when it comes to television. That game has to be on a network. And guess what? So does a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Like the college football playoff doesn't only belong on ESPN. That's an ABC game. You're the same family.
Yeah.
Put it on a channel that my father could find. And then forget Amazon. The poor guy on Thursday, Dad, you watching a game? Where is it? It's on Amazon. Oh, no, we don't have that. They do have it. But he don't know how to get to it.
Right.
And my mother's not going to know how to get to it. She's yelling at him to watch the Cooking Network.
There's no-
It's awful.
And that's part of the build-up. And Ryan, I'm done. I promise you.
No, dude, take your time.
But that's
Feel
part of the
free.
build-up, and you can't complain because it's streaming, so you won't see these commercials. Things are different than they used to be, so we understand that. But you could build up a national championship game. Like, how many commercials and how many people were dialed into, Texas versus USC?
Think
Georgia versus
Braylon,
Alabama.
Think of the playoff team. I mean, Ohio State,
you can't get that
Notre
build-up
Dame,
anymore.
Penn State, Texas.
These are storied
You
teams.
can't get bigger.
Georgia.
Georgia. The only thing bigger
Tennessee.
could have been if you added Michigan somewhere in there.
Shameless plug. I take it.
I mean, I'm just as a
I love
brand.
it. I'm a Michigan guy.
These are the biggest brands in the history of college football. Maz, you got a super chat?
I do. It's Dante. Thank you, Dante. Maz, I totally agree with you. I was so tired and pissed that the Lions-Commanders game was at 8 o'clock. Also, Joel Klatt said it best. Make the national championship the Rose Bowl and go Pistons.
Here's the deal with college football, though, for me. And again, Maz, look, I would submit to you that I am the biggest college football fan in the world.
Okay. You got it.
Certainly in this room, and over the course of my life, my track record has been college football number one.
Now, when we talking, because, I fell out of love with college, but Michigan sucked. So.
Well, yeah, but I mean, just over the course of my life, I would always tell you that college football, and Sean Belegian and I always had that in common, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think Sean was just as big a college football fan
And
as
I'm
me.
NFL over everything.
And I just don't care. Kind of like to hear you say that fatigue is setting in for you. College football, to me, we are witnessing a major sport in this country die a slow death. NIL, transfer portal, Monday night national championship games in late January. Nobody cares. If you can, what I'm trying to help the sport here. If you can't get me, who are you getting? My question is to the College Football Playoff Committee, to ESPN, who is your target audience? Because I am the ringleader of the College Football Fan Club. And if you can't get me, who are you trying to get? Who are you trying to pull? Where are the eyeballs coming from? Because when you can't get Ohio State and Notre Dame to get any ratings for your network, I just, and then to double down and go national championship Monday night, January 19th, 2026, January 25th, 2027, Monday night. What are you doing to this sport? Who is making these decisions?
Well, don't forget they're trying to stay away from the NFL, who owns Saturday and Sunday.
Get rid of the conference championship games.
I'm with you.
Play it on a Friday night. How about that?
That blew up too.
Play it on a Friday night. I'm saying, like, to watch it. Do you think the Super Bowl, the NFL, would ever have their championship game on a Monday night?
No.
They play. When does the NFL play a majority of their games?
Sunday.
When is their championship game?
Sunday.
7:30.
Okay.
Sunday.
When does college football play a majority of their games?
Saturday.
When should the national championship
Saturday.
be? Thank you.
Is it just sports in general? Because I feel like it's sports in general. We got a reason for why it's not happening, but the end result is it's not happening. Basketball, views are down. You know, what's the blame? Oh, it's bad basketball. It's these young players that take 4 or 5 years to grow. That's the excuse. Hockey, people just aren't watching. I don't know what the excuse is in hockey. Baseball, they're ruining the sport. What the Dodgers are doing. Mavs have actually coming around to it. What the Dodgers are doing definitely is ruining the sport. When you got guys that should be aces on other teams as your fifth pitcher, like picking peanuts out of his ass, like they're ruining the sport. And then football, which is king. Even their playoff numbers are down. Now, we know the Super Bowl would be what it is.
Great point.
But the numbers all around. Every sport is down because every sport is getting greedy. They need to have a 4-sport conference, 5, if you include or 6, college basketball and college football. They need to have a 6-sport conference and figure this thing out because all sports are down across the board. There should be some, all right, look, NBA, we'll give you guys Christmas. Yeah, we'll take this and we'll do something on the back end. They need to get together. It will never happen.
Right.
But all sports are down, and they all have BS reasons.
The NFL should not be as greedy as they are.
Agreed.
Listen, man, how about this for a Saturday, early January? Wild card games at 1 and 4, the national championship at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock that same day. But the NFL won't do it. We got to play 3, and we got to play 8. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
And it's bull. We had to wait all damn day to watch that stinking Lions game.
4:30 and 8.
I don't want it. I don't like it. I don't want it. I want it the way it was. Playoffs, play it like you do every Sunday. 1 o'clock, 4 or 4:30.
And man,
call it a day.
You're not wrong about that because the ratings are down. If the ratings were up, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if the ratings were up, this topic would not be happening right now. If the College Football National Championship got great ratings, exceeded expectations, we wouldn't be talking about this. If the wild card round did better this year than a year ago, we wouldn't be talking about this. If the divisional round did better this year than a year ago, we wouldn't be talking about this.
But the problem is the money.
Boom.
The money exceeds the viewership. So you got bad viewership and it's down across the board. So it's easy. Oh, it's down. But they're still making buku loads of money. The NBA alone last year, they're up 500%. The numbers are down, but the money is up. The players are making more than they've ever made. The owners are making more than they've ever made. So the viewership may be down, but that money isn't, and that's why they could care less.
That's because they're robbing the television networks.
100%.
All this money. So what do they got to do? They got to find a way to make it back.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what they do. And football or any sport on a network is literally only to promote the shows that are on that network. Football Fox is only going to promote their guys. They wanted, you to see 24 back in the day. NBC wants you to see Parenthood.
Law and Order.
CBS wants you to see whatever.
Murder.
She wrote. That's what it's all about, man. And it's still football, regardless of the numbers. It's still the highest rated thing of the week. A football game is still outdrawing ER.
82 of the 100 most watched things last year, 2024.
Probably
was
more
football.
than that, Brad. I would
pro
say
football.
probably 92.
82 out of 100 was for pro football, or 87, whatever it was.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just too much, man.
Galloping Lake 6. How many people like me had no idea that there were 2 NFL games on Christmas streamed on Netflix? A lot of people. And I'll say this, too. Wednesday is the only day of the week with no football.
Yeah.
And that's until Maction wants to get involved because they go Tuesday, Wednesday.
If Christmas is on a Wednesday, they put it on.
They did.
This year they did. There was games on Wednesday this year. Christmas was on a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. They've done it all. They've done it all. Chase, you got anything? You're a football fan.
Yeah, I mean, I went to a MAC school, so I'm familiar with Maction. Shout out Fire Up Chips.
Boo.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean,
No beef.
I would say I think my feelings towards football right now are probably still tied to the emotions of the loss from last weekend. So I don't have the same fire, but I do feel like part of that is just the emotional roller coaster of this Lions season and those expectations.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, fair enough. I just
we ain't even talking about this if Lions won.
No, yeah. You know what? We would talk about college football though, and that was really the precipice, the jumping off point of this conversation, because I do believe college football is dying. And
bring up Nick Saban. We have a Nick Saban thing here.
Nick Saban.
I'm gonna go get it for you.
Thank you. Let me get to my sheet here.
Looking at the 3:30.
Nick Saban, he calls for the NFL, the NIL to have a competitive balance in college football. Here's a quote: "The people out there need to know this model is unsustainable. One school can't spend $30 million for players while another school is spending $3 million."
Right.
Well, that goes to what I was. That is one piece to what I said: NIL, transfer portal, college football national championship games on Monday night in late January. Those 3 pieces are all encompassing and all a part of the reason why I believe college football is dying. And when I say dying, it's just not a growing sport. It's not an ascending sport. It's a descending sport. People's love for that sport is decreasing. You no longer know the players anymore. Why don't we care about college basketball anymore? Most people don't care about the one and dones. Ended college basketball,
and it kind of ruins the NBA because when you're drafting those one and dones,
they're not ready.
They're not doing anything.
So for the last 20 years,
except Victor.
So for the last 20 years or so, and I'm just throwing a number out. Correct me if I'm wrong. It just feels like for about 20 years now we've had the one and done system in the NBA or college basketball.
Oh, yeah. At least
20 years.
30, yeah. Almost.
Okay, so 20, 30
Kevin
years,
Garnett.
and that's how long it has taken college basketball to be destroyed. When's the last time you sat there and watched a Michigan game?
I went to 2 games this year. I went to a Michigan game at Chrysler, and I went to a Michigan State game at Breslin.
When's the last time you watched them on TV?
I don't.
When's the last time you watched a Michigan State game?
March Madness.
Yeah.
They've won 11 straight, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Right.
Side note, Ryan, you're absolutely. The one and done rule came in 2004 with O.J. Mayo. Like after LeBron, they turned to a one and done rule for O.J. Mayo, so he had to go to USC. And then got drafted.
It used to be,
but again, that's the point,
yeah, that's
right?
You're spot on with the.
Do you remember back when ESPN was in the 80s? Big Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. Big East.
That was something to look forward to. Now, you can find 7 games on tonight, and they're garbage. Every channel has a college basketball game on,
and that's fine too, Maz. The problem is
it's just overdone.
Well, that's fine. Like every team,
all inclusive.
Every team has the ability to be on, but there's no stories. It's much like I said. It's much like I said regarding the NBA yesterday during the conversation about the NBA. What's the story? I guess in college football, the story for this year, for much of the year, was Ohio State had this $20 million roster. Are they gonna win it all? You know, I mean, there's no story. You need a story. Every television show, and that's what these things are. They are television shows. There's no story.
It's all in.
This year, the NFL, if I may, huge stories. It's why we love the game. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs trying to be the first team in the history of the NFL to win 3 straight Super Bowls. What about the nemesis, Josh Allen? Is he going to have his Peyton Manning moment, finally beating Tom Brady? Is
rookie Jaden Daniels?
Rookie Jaden Daniels. You know, what about Saquon Barkley from the hated New York Giants? You go to your rival. Every team still going has a major storyline. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Jaden Daniels. We've never seen a rookie quarterback make it to the Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley essentially saving the Eagles. It's filled with storylines.
The Detroit Lions, 15 regular season wins.
Exactly.
Never mind.
No other sport, the NBA, the NHL, college football, college basketball, what's the story?
If you had inclusion just to make people feel good, this is what you get. You get a ton of games. Oh, you know, we want this school to be able to see it on TV. You're right. Insert small school here, D2 school. You deserve to be suing. Insert high school here. But the more teams that you put, the more games that you show, because you're trying to make it all inclusive, the less you care. You want to watch what you want to watch. And it's just so much, once again, to watch right now. It's crazy.
Yeah, somebody points out Zenoch on the Kate taking over the NBA is the story. Let me tell you, the Pistons are becoming a very good story in the NBA. A very good story in the NBA.
Once they start talking about you on the NBA tonight,
right,
you've made it.
Yep, inside the NBA.
Inside the NBA, excuse me.
So again, they are becoming a story. That is something to keep an eye on. But again, college football stories, all bad. NIL, transfer portal, ratings, college football national championship games on Monday night. All college football stories are bad. Nick Saban, how can one team spend $30 million and one team spend $3 million? All stories in college football are bad. Name me a good one.
It annoys me every time. Deion Sanders for a while, but now to your point, that's run its course. That Nick Saban piece annoys me a little bit, only from the standpoint because I know what he was doing under the table. Like when he was at LSU and they were spending 20 under the table, or he was at Bama and they were spending whatever under the table, he didn't have a problem with it then.
Well,
he didn't
listen.
He's right, Ryan. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I hate that he's the one delivering the message.
I totally agree.
Because sometimes you can't separate the message from the message.
Listen, it's like Jose Canseco.
He was right.
Who was the foremost authority on steroid news? Him. Who didn't anybody want to hear from? Him. So I totally understand what you're saying. Is my point, but sometimes the messenger might be the worst and the best person to give the message.
I told you I'd rather college football go back 3 years, and that's what I'll take. I'll take teams that I know are cheating, and I'd rather have that than what I'm seeing now. I don't want NIL. Just cheat. Mm-hmm. I do. I mean it. NIL's a disgrace.
Just go back.
High school kids calling their shots makes me want to throw up.
Just go back to the BCS.
Sorry, I can't do it.
BCS.
Guys, we'll take a break.
A high school kid telling me I'm his coach. Hey man, I make more than you. Get the hell out of here.
Guys, we'll take a break. Lots of NFL news. We'll do a fill in the blank Friday. Lots to get to on a Friday. Hour number 2 straight ahead. But first, a message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. New year, new you. What about a new car? Les Stanford's got one for you. How about a 2025 Hummer EV SUV? 24 months, 10,000 miles a year, $699 a month, just $19.99 down. What about a 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew Cab? 24-month lease, 10,000 miles a year, only $359 per month. Sign and drive, no down payment required on that GMC Sierra. GM discount required. Get to Les Stanford today for their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Together, let's drive.
And attention sports fans, do not miss our expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday on Big D Energy. He joins us every Thursday. Yesterday he told us why the Lions had so many injuries. Got a lot of great stuff to look at from Dr. Pierce. For more information, call 248-426-9944 or try them online at MichiganSportsandSpine.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Oh, yeah, everybody. Head to shop.woodwardsports.com right now. Get yourself the latest and the greatest Detroit sports merch around. We got the Big Four. We got your Lions, Pistons, Tigers, and Red Wings gear over there, all at shop.woodwardsports.com. All the latest and the greatest designs, guaranteed to turn heads. Shop.woodwardsports.com.
Hey, welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Funny, I posted on X, just kind of the conversation we were just having. We were witnessing a major sport in this country die a slow death. NIL, transfer portal, Monday night national championship games on cable in late January. And some of the reactions, like, too late, Ryan, it's gone. It's getting harder and harder to watch. We may be beyond a point of no return already. Too much money to make, of course, to course correction. It's dead to me already. I mean, like that.
You're going to have a lot of people with you.
I am a little shocked at that reaction. I don't know, because usually whenever I post something, people just say the opposite of what I say.
Right. They'll be those guys too.
Yeah.
But
the fathers of those kids that are getting the money, they'll be the ones that are telling you you're full of it.
Right.
Also, too, there's like no bowl games anymore. Like, there's to be honest, even with the 4, if you weren't one of the 4, Maz, you still had a season to play for. Like, you still could finish 5, 6. I mean, it helped you in recruiting a little bit, if you will. You may get a decent bowl. People aren't necessarily watching ball games, but some ball games, there still was something there other than the top 4 schools. Now, if you're not 1 of 12, like, it's no point.
Nope.
Like, it's no point. We're not watching any other bowl games. It stretches through the playoffs, and they only focus on the top 5.
I didn't watch one bowl game this year, except the ones that I had to watch, the playoff ones.
I barely watched the playoff ones. I had them on as background noise.
So if you know your team's not going to be in the top 12, they're not going to be in the top 12, they won't make a good bowl game, none of that even matters anymore. Why are you going to the game supporting?
Michigan, Alabama. I was in Jersey, and usually I'll just sit down, I'll go to a bar and watch it, or I'll watch it at my sister's. I was shopping 90% of that game, and in the car, my wife was driving, I put the phone on and I watched the last 5 minutes of the game. That's how little I gave a damn.
Only reason Michigan fans watched that game, and I'll speak for myself, we knew Alabama wasn't that good. And after beating Ohio State, we figured we could beat them. And we did. If Alabama had been an Alabama of the past and we were Michigan this year, I'm being honest, Michigan fans wouldn't have watched it because it would have been, why watch this butt whooping that matters for nothing? Like, why watch it? I only watched it because Alabama was bad.
And it was during the day.
Yeah,
too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that's
It's
a
like
much
noon.
of it. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Burn $5. Yeah, well, college football shouldn't have let the Supreme Court slam them with antitrust if they didn't want NIL. Shame on the NCAA. NCAA
should have just paid players in the beginning.
Yes, that's it. They messed. They as the kids say, they effed around and found out.
I had compliance.
They effed around and found
Right,
out.
there still has to be a better way to pay.
I agree.
To pay these
agree.
kids.
There is a.
I had compliance pull me out of class one time. Bring me down. I had to go to Weidenbach. That's where compliance was on that. I read Staten.
Weidenbach.
You know Weidenbach. Had to go to Weidenbach Hall. I go meet with the compliance lady who was excuse my French. So I'm sitting down in the office and she's like, yeah. So and we've been receiving some reports. Appears that your mother drives, 2002
I remember this
Explorer.
story, yeah.
And she's like, your stepfather, no, she drives a CRX Cadillac truck, and your father drives an Aurora 2002. I was like, so my parents working all their life, got good jobs, and now I'm taking money. I'm stealing money. Like, they threatened to suspend me until they got into the bottom of it.
Wow.
Meanwhile, there was nothing going on.
My father was a professional athlete.
F the NCAA.
Wow.
But I mean, even CP
Like,
had a great career.
100%. He was a teacher at
You know?
Detroit Public Schools for 15 years. He was a doctor before that. My mom's been a hustler all her life. She's always made sure that we didn't go for nothing and had more than enough. Like, all this bills intact, IRS forms intact. There's no paper trail. Like, what are we doing, NCAA? Joke's on you.
Seriously.
Student athlete going to go to class now? Yeah, he's got $3, $4, $5 million in the bank.
Well,
I don't feel like going to that. I ain't going to that.
Well, I mean, even just college basketball, and I guess we can move off this momentarily, but even college basketball, if you're a one and done, you go to class for your first semester, and that's it.
That's it.
You don't need to be eligible for that year too. So second semester, March Madness, games in February, you don't need to be going to school. You just don't need it. Guys, how about a bit fill in the blank Friday,
Let's
shall
have
we?
some fun.
All right.
Little fill in the blank Friday, shall we?
Why not?
Now, Chase, you don't know how to put a little music up, do you?
I can play some music.
Yeah,
Well,
we get a
look at
little
that.
beat. How about
See?
a little beat? We'll keep it low a little bit, but just a little something for a
and you shall
Friday.
receive.
How about it?
Chase,
All right,
you're going
guys.
to play this game as well.
You're going to play this game. We want you in here. If you're new to the show, I'll ask a question, and you simply fill in the blank. We ready?
Yeah.
All right. We call it Fill in the Blank Friday. Fill in the Blank Friday. Braylon, with the Lions out of the playoffs, you will watch blank of football this weekend.
Half
of football. Okay.
I'll be honest. I'm watching that Chiefs-Bills game. I don't care what I feel about last week. I will be watching the Bills-Chiefs. The first game, forget about it.
Shane Johnson, $20. Thank you, Shane,
Thanks,
for the
Shane.
contribution. Ermanni, I feel exactly like you regarding Lions, but there is hope, man. As a diehard Michigan fan, go blue, Braylon. Reminds me of
Yes,
the TCU
sir.
loss, favored by 9. Gave that one away. Have same feeling now, but we know what happened following year. Go Lions. Good job, Shane. We appreciate it. Tom Mazaway.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's J.J. McCarthy, man.
That's right.
Jared
Tom
Goff has to pull from his inner J.J. J.J. lost 2. He came back and he finally won.
The Lions out of the playoffs. You will watch blank of football this weekend.
I'll watch both games. I just won't watch them with the fervor I usually watch them at. Neither game, really, but I hope they're both very good, and I hope Washington wins, and I hope Buffalo wins.
Before Pete Spivak, I get to you, let me answer this question. With the Lions out of the playoffs, you will watch 20 minutes of football this weekend, where I'll sit there and I'll have it on, but I will sit there and pay attention. 20 minutes
That's
of football this weekend.
Really?
No, but
Exactly.
it just kind of feels like
Sounded
that.
good.
My man.
Pete Spivak,
I'm lying. I'm watching both games.
what are you watching?
Yeah, I think, guys, I'm going to watch both games. But like Tom said, I think, and you guys, I got some projects to do. I got some video game consoles to repair, so I'll have the television on, the game up there. But like Tom said, I'm not 100% invested, but they are going to be on the television, and I will look up when the red zone is. That's how I am. Half.
The only thing with the Commanders-Eagles game is you know what they'll be showing the whole game. They'll be showing how Jaden Daniels was able to pick apart the Detroit Lions defense. So when you watch that game, you'll be consistently reminded of what happened last week, and then I guarantee you're going to watch and say, man, the Lions would have beat this Eagles team. Jalen Hurts isn't him, blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm saying maybe just half.
Philly's missing the Kobe Dean. Other than that, I think they're pretty healthy.
Well, the quarterback's hurt.
Well, I'm talking defensively.
Phil says 0. Zeno, what's football? I love it. Chase, what say you? How much football are you watching?
I'll watch a plate's worth of football. I'll probably have a meal and maybe they go meet up with a buddy.
I like that. A plate's worth of football.
Yeah, we might go out to eat or something like that. But once
you having
I'm done
a meal,
eating,
huh? You gonna have a meal?
Yeah, I'll have a meal's worth of football.
I love that. That is a great answer. Good job. All right, number 2, I already did that one. My biggest fear for the Detroit Lions moving forward is that Washington broke them, but we did that in the first. We did that in the first block. Here we go, Braylon. Ready?
Yep.
Oh, this is easy.
The player with the most to lose this weekend is.
Oh, that's easy. It's Josh Allen. It sucks because Jaden Daniels is a rookie. Jalen Hurts, nobody believes in anyway, and Patrick Mahomes' legacy is already cemented. It's Josh Allen, but you can paint a world where it's Patrick Mahomes. You can paint a world where it's Patrick Mahomes. Here's how I would try to paint that world. Okay, I got you. You come. You can have the next pause. It's the Brady and Mahomes. It's Brady and Mahomes, and it's Patrick Mahomes is too young. Brady beat Patrick Mahomes twice, so Patrick Mahomes has to do all these things. He has to win 8 rings, or he has to win 7, and yada, yada, yada. One thing Brady or no one else has ever done is win 3 in a row.
Brady never won 2 in a row.
Exactly. So if Patrick's able to win 3 in 0, and he does it against Josh Allen, he's done it. He's beat Lamar Jackson. He's beat all those. I think this changes how fast that conversation can happen.
I totally agree.
Because I think now you can legitimately have a conversation. And if Patrick Mahomes is your guy that you're lobbying for, you can have some confidence and be like, yeah, I get he had 7 and he went down there to Tampa and all that. We won 3 in a row, and we went to some places to do it. We went on the road to do it. We come back to do it. We beat the best to do it. They went 3-0. I think you can have that conversation about who's the best of all time a lot faster. Because now he has 4, which so does Joe Montana, who's the other one that people don't like him to supplant. Shout out to Peter. I know you caught the reference, but I think you can have that conversation a lot faster if you win 3. So Patrick's got a lot on the line too, very low key. Who knows if they get back? He's injured every year. That money is starting to happen. Andy Reid seems like he wants to coach forever, but they were 15-2, and they could have easily been 9-8.
Chase?
Yeah, I was going to say Patrick Mahomes just because to be the man, you got to beat the man, and there's only one king and there's only one crown, and he's been wearing it for 2 years, so he's the one with the most to lose.
Maz?
Well, it's Josh Allen, but I will tell you, the one blemish against Patrick Mahomes, if he pulls any of that sliding out of bounds, I'm dying, if he gets those penalties again, I'm going to start to hate him. I don't want to hate Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. I love Patrick Mahomes, but he's pissing me off with all this acting, and I know the refs are in the Chiefs' pockets. That's all I got to say. Right. Don't make me hate you.
I don't like Patrick Mahomes as much as I used to. And I don't know if that's because the Lions are good and now I'm competing and I'm thinking about that, or I don't know if it's because of the things Matt say. Like, you hear him arguing with the player.
Yeah.
Who was that? Was it not Myles Garrett? Was it they showed the highlight. He's like, dude, don't touch me like that. Yeah. He said, why are you touching me like that? It's like,
he bitches about everything.
Yeah.
You always see him complaining.
I never saw Tom complain. Now, maybe he was whispering.
Oh, no, Tom yelled. Tom was yapper.
Yeah, but Tom would yell at his own team, too. Like, Tom was just a crazy man.
With everybody.
Exactly. Tom, except you know who. Dirt. So, like, Tom's crazy. Patrick is.
That's Josh Allen by a mile.
Yeah.
He's
just young, though.
I learned one valuable lesson with the Lions losing, and that's, remember what Dan Campbell said after last year's loss in the NFC Championship game, it's difficult to get back here. I say Saquon Barkley has the most to lose. I think that I might be pulling a stretch on that one, guys, but with his talent, The whole thing surrounding Jalen Hurts being hurt. Now Saquon Barkley has a chance to put everything on his shoulders. He was, in line to get the single-season rushing record. He, fell 100 yards short, or what was it, 80 yards short, whatever it was. He didn't play in the final game to get the record. It's difficult to get back to where the Eagles currently are, and I think that Saquon Barkley is such a great talent, a generational talent. I enjoy watching him. He's one of my favorite players. I think Saquon Barkley, it might be a stretch, has the most to lose this week.
Very rarely is there a player that everyone loved. And that player is Saquon Barkley, with the exception of the front office for the Giants, which they blew the situation.
Right.
I don't think he has anything to worry about because, he's got love from here to you name it.
I'm going to go back-to-back here. I'm going to go back-to-back answering these questions. The player with the most to lose this weekend, to me, Jalen Hurts. And I say that because he gets no respect whatsoever. Zero respect for getting to a Super Bowl. They lost that Super Bowl. Probably if they would have gotten the ball back in that Super Bowl, they would have won.
He was phenomenal.
He was phenomenal, but he has been slowly taking hits. And I'm telling you, hits, in the media and in Philadelphia and all throughout that. They are a big favorite this weekend against a divisional opponent, against a rookie quarterback. They are at home. If he loses this weekend at home to what's seen as a lesser opponent in a year where they absolutely, now it feels like a layup to get to the Super Bowl, I think the knock on Jalen Hurts will continue to go south. Now, the player with the most to gain this weekend, that is Josh Allen. I don't think that Josh Allen, look, to lose to Patrick Mahomes, and let's say you lose to Patrick Mahomes on an incredible Mahomes drive with a minute and a half to go, and the Bills have the lead, a 4-point lead, late in the fourth quarter. Patrick Mahomes has the ball with a minute and a half to go and leads the Chiefs down for a touchdown. Are we talking about how great Mahomes is, or how
right? Good
you
point.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mahomes is that Michael Jordan type player, and these great players, they just play at a crappy time. They play in a crappy era with the greatest to ever play. So I don't think he has a ton to lose unless he absolutely craps the bed. But he's got everything to gain. He has that, and I mentioned this earlier, to me, this is that Peyton Manning moment. Manning finally beaten Tom Brady to get to that Super Bowl when he played for the Colts. I think Allen has everything to gain this weekend. And I don't think Mahomes has, look, he could gain, he could lose. But if Mahomes never played another down of football right now, he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer and widely considered the greatest quarterback in the history of the game. Tom Brady notwithstanding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how much more can, so that's how I feel. Josh Allen has the most to gain to me.
I think it's Jaden Daniels. I think Jaden Daniels has the most to gain. No rookie quarterback has ever made it to the Super Bowl. No rookie quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl.
Great
I think
point.
If you make it to a Super Bowl alone, it enshrines you into a new category, into a new love, into a new situation. One in which if you win it, oh my God, like Chocolate City will be on fire. Not to mention they will pay you whatever you want for the next 15, 20 years. The Commanders don't have to worry about a quarterback, nor do you have to worry about ever going anywhere else. I think Jaden Daniels could set himself into a new stratosphere financially, popularity-wise, just all the things. And I like that.
Oh, sorry.
But
I didn't distract you.
Oh, no, it's all good. He has the most to gain. You're talking about quarterback that would have gotten into the playoffs as a wild card. Then in that sense, went to Tampa, won the playoff game, went to, the track record, you know what it is. I think it's Jaden Daniels, a rookie quarterback winning it. Like, when's the last time, Maz, we've seen a rookie leader win anything? Are we talking 1979? The Los Angeles Lakers and Magic Johnson? How long ago was that?
Yeah.
And that's the only example I could come up with.
Good call.
Jaden Daniels just gets to the Super Bowl. You're talking about rare air, uncharted territory.
Yeah.
Puts him into multi-sports top echelon.
You guys hit my two guys. I said Josh Allen has the most to lose.
Yeah.
He also has the most to gain as well, for the same reasons that you were saying. And Jaden Daniels, no rookie has ever been to the Super Bowl.
Nope.
So that's both are mic drops.
Yeah, and I agree with Maz and I agree with Ryan on the Josh Allen. I'm not trying to make it boring for the chat, but it is true. And I mean, Josh Allen is the talent on that team. I mean, Khalil Shakir is like, the number one wide receiver. I mean, no offense to him, he's a good solid player, but he's not your poster, child. James Cook, good solid running back, but he's not your poster child. If Josh Allen wins this Super Bowl with the Bills and the Bills win their first Super Bowl, people will say Josh Allen won us this Super Bowl.
Mike G's got a fill-in-the-blank question.
What does he say?
Here, Braylon, this is for you guys, both of you guys. This bar in Ann Arbor has the strongest sangria.
Dominic.
This bar is called Cafe Blank.
Okay, the mango.
Oh, I'd say Dominic's.
Dominic's. There you go. Mike G, you're part of the game. Congratulations.
There you go.
That's funny.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about Rick's. That's
Everybody
easy.
in?
Rick's got
Chase?
that sangria in the basement.
Everybody answer?
Yeah, I think
Chase did it.
Chase
Chase,
did.
what do you got?
For what? What was
The player
Most
with the
to
most to
gain.
gain.
Oh, most to gain. I think it'd have to be Jaden Daniels as well. Yeah, I mean, just doing something never seen before.
All right, very good. The best Super Bowl matchup would be. Braylon Edwards.
I go first again. Okay.
I'll go first.
I'll go first.
Yeah, Maz go first.
The best would be Philly and Kansas City or Philly and Buffalo. The one I want to see is Buffalo and Washington.
That's what I want to see too.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see too.
I want to see that. I don't want to see Kansas City anymore.
Didn't Washington play Buffalo when Buffalo won the 4 Super Bowls?
Yeah.
91?
Oh, yeah, they beat them the second year.
91, yeah.
Giants won the first.
Yep.
Washington, Dallas.
Yeah. That's something.
call.
NFC East supremacy.
Look at that.
Ooh, Eagles.
Yeah.
Ooh. Eagles, Bills.
Yeah, Eagles, Bills for me. I think Eagles, Bills. Yeah, I'd like to see the Eagles, Bills matchup.
Chase?
I think for the NFL, it'd probably be Chiefs and Eagles. But I mean, part of me, when you guys talked about how funny it'd be to see Buffalo suffer losing to all of the NFC East teams.
God.
How about that, huh?
Unbelievable.
That would be a sweep.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Man.
Super Bowl.
First of all, ill to Jalen Hurts. Like, who wants to watch Jalen Hurts limp around for another 123 yards passing and 4 touch pushes?
Not me.
Like, who wants to watch that? Who wants to watch a great defense in Philly hold them into the game all game long only for Jalen Hurts or A.J. Brown, who's reading a book on the bench, to be distracted, to fumble and lose them the game? No, thank you. I want to see Patrick Mahomes go for 3, and I want to see Jaden Daniels go for the first ever.
That's a great story.
Like Jaden Daniels, first rookie Super Bowl ever, and Patrick Mahomes going from a place where no one's ever been. That's your storyline.
By the way,
you just picked
The
2
future,
black quarterbacks.
like
That's what you did.
what? How many are playing? It's 3 out of 4. Oh, I forgot that.
By the way, if Buffalo and
Patrick
Washington,
Mahomes.
if it was Buffalo and Washington, it would be the highest scoring Super Bowl in the history of Super Bowl matchups. That thing would be 65-62.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I need numbers, good numbers for my squares, though.
Guys, 2 more,
Yeah.
and let me take a break here, and we'll come back. I got 2 more good ones for you. But first, hey, Matt, can I see that Winter Blast graphic once more?
Yes.
Can I see that? Can you take a wide shot of me real quick? Thanks.
Yep.
Look at it. Look at this beautiful graphic we got there for the Winter Blast.
That's gorgeous.
Huh? We're really excited about this Winter Blast.
Live read thing's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is. Look at this. Woodward Sports welcomes the Winter Blast, presented by Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, starting Friday, January 31st, goes through February 2nd, downtown Royal Oak. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz going to be down there. We'll be broadcasting live from 2 to 4. Don't miss the cool events, including free ice skating, spectacular ice sculptures, live music, heated tents, marshmallow roasting, food trucks, thrills from a 300-foot zip line, and the best, admission is free. For more, go to winterblast.com, winterblast.com.
And if you are heading to Winter Blast, stay warm and get yourself a nice hot cup of coffee from Sabbath Coffee Roasters. You can find them in Clawson, or you can head to their website, sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. If you do go to the website, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D T-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Soroki. See, I keep saying that, so I embed this into your membrane. You got to get the Sorokis where their signature wings are for a limited time only. Lemon pepper. That's all you need to worry about. Lemon pepper. The other 6 are good, but lemon pepper is the one. Sorokis were the real fans' favorite, so you got to pull up on us one more time. Look, I know the Lions lost. It sucks. You don't have to watch the NFC Championship game, but you might want to grab you some wings and see what happens in the night game because it's going to be fireworks. So get some pizza, get some crispy chicken. Don't forget the honey biscuits, and you'll have yourself a good time.
How you feeling over there, Braylon Edwards?
Feeling good, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's Friday. We've made it through another week. The Lord saw fit to wake my black self up today. I'm feeling good. I get a chance to be around you guys.
Yeah,
Chase
baby.
has stepped into the booth for us on a day where we would have been lacking. Pete Spivak over there making it happen always. Mm-hmm. Tom Mazaway is, even though he's depressed and frustrated and a bunch of other adjectives, he still has a smile on his face. So I'm doing pretty good. I stumbled upon this today, Ryan, being a displaced individual because of this sewer situation. I was in my mom's office or my old office, and I saw this, man. Put that picture up there.
You got it, my friend.
If you will. And it's funny. It was right next to the article from the Bolitnikov, and it was just articles, and I was reading you don't read this stuff when it happens. You read it now when you're 42 and you're going through. Any names on there you recognize?
Let me zoom in on the names so the guys can see it a little bit better. Yes.
I feel bad for that Iowa guy.
David Pollock,
ESPN,
Sean Cody,
Detroit
Erasmus
Lions first
James,
pick, Wisconsin,
Marcus Spears,
ESPN,
AJ Hawk. What a class!
ESPN,
Antrell Roll, Ernest Shazor,
shout out to Detroit's own
Thomas Davis,
Carolina
Devin
Panthers,
Hester,
Hall of Fame,
Mike
this year.
Nugent, AP, Adrian Peterson.
So we'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Cedric Benson, Matt Liner,
Fox,
David Boss.
Shout out to Michigan.
Jamal Brown.
What a class.
Pete
Oklahoma,
Miller.
the Steelers.
Taylor Stubblefield.
Good old
Braylon
Purdue.
Edwards.
Good old Purdue. A Walter Camp situation.
That's a good class. When you see yourself doing that, what do you like? Do you feel any kind of way?
It was fun. I don't think I appreciate it as much in the moment. I think you're so like the next step. Everything is all right, cool. I got to Michigan. I'm trying to get to the NFL. So you don't pay attention to those 4 years in Michigan. All right, cool. I got to the NFL. I'm trying to get to Hall of Fame. So you look back now and you have fun. I think I look at the people that help. I think that's the big thing now when you look at those moments or those pictures or those plaques is man, my mom was in my corner of this, or my brother's here, or I remember my teammates, or Lloyd's. Like those individual awards, no matter what you win individually in life, it's an individual, but it's really a team award. Mm-hmm. Like no award can be won without a team. No, I don't care what you do. Like you need people around.
And now you're a Michigan Sports Hall of Famer as well.
Another award that people, family, coaches, friends helped me get to the point. So I just look back.
That was a great night.
I'm just happy I was in the family picture.
Yep. You lucked out. I think I was eating a slice of pizza at that time.
Come on.
I made it in the family picture. I love it.
That was a lot of fun.
Hey, totally non-related to anything. I don't know why I thought about this, but did you see Rocco Spindler?
Of course.
Entered the transfer portal.
Yep. I told you that was going to happen.
Did he play?
Michigan Bay. He started 2 years in a row.
That's why. Why is he leaving?
He had, it's just time for something else.
Marcus Freeman is new though.
He might be playing closer to home.
Say less. Say less. I figured that much. But
the Clarkston helmet looks eerily similar to the Michigan helmet.
That's true. There you go.
That's good. Remember that.
We'll take
guys, two more in my fill in the blank quest. Fill in the blank Friday quest. You ready? Now that the Lions are done, you will devote most of your sports attention to
Netflix.
Let Chase go first.
Netflix.
Netflix. I do that now.
Documentaries.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm always saying this. I've been saying this my whole life. The NHL and NBA bore me to tears. They bore me. When the playoffs come, I'll watch.
Get involved.
NBA, I hardly watch until really the good teams are just playing. Baseball.
Here you go. Let me go next.
Tigers, of course.
Now that the Lions are done, I will devote most of my sports attention to the NFL offseason. Free agency, draft, coaches' news, staffs, news and notes. That is where I will devote all of my sports attention because this league, NFL is number one, NFL offseason is number two. And again, I, like you, Maz, I will keep an eye on the Pistons and the Red Wings, but I can't dive in yet. I cannot jump in yet.
Boring.
That's what we've been doing over the past years is diving into the NFL offseason, but I'm not going to do it. I think the Lions have built up a team that, you know what they are. They got a great offense.
They're not going to do much in the offseason.
100%. So it's not that I'm going to dive into that. I'm going to dive into the Pistons. And the reason why I'm going to dive into the Pistons, I never was a Lions fan growing up, but here I am a Lions fan, worried about the Lions, sad that they're not in. I was always a Pistons fan. Especially in those days of the Bad Boys Pistons, but went to the 2004 going to work Pistons. I want to get back to that love. I want to get back to that support. I'm watching a player right before my eyes, and Cade Cunningham show me that he was worthy of the number one pick. Show me that he is trying to change this culture and get it back to the winning ways of the 80s and 90s and the mid-2000s. So if they're going to put on like that, then I need to show my eyes and I need to show some love. So I plan to put the sports attention to the Pistons because I was a Pistons fan. So it's time to get back to it.
Go ahead.
I plan on doing devoting my attention to the Tigers in Major League Baseball. I'm not confident in the Tigers with the offseason that they're having, continuing to balk at Alex Bregman, and I don't expect anything less. That's a different tale for a different time. But I love baseball. I love stats. Baseball is my sport, so I'm just going to get ready for to have a good, knowledgeable sports or baseball betting season coming up this summer.
Fantasy baseball, my favorite thing in the world.
Chase.
My sports attention will go to the Red Wings. I am going to the Stadium Series game down in Columbus.
Oh, that'll be nice.
I'm hoping to possibly travel out to Utah for their first time visiting the hockey club.
That's cool.
So hoping to see if that'll work out or not.
They knocked down the Yetis today, by the way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The Yeti's gone?
Yeah.
No more Yeti?
I think it was something to do with the cooler company, the cup company.
Yeah.
They was
licensing.
like, nah.
The Yeti is gone.
Damn.
Yep.
So they're now a hockey club?
No, well, they'll have a nickname, but the name the Yeti
Blizzard
got
or something like that.
Out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, man.
Yeah. Thought that was going to be it.
Sad.
All right, guys.
Now,
last one.
that game he's going to is at Ohio Stadium.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's
great.
That'll be fun.
Now, I've gone to one of those before. Those frozen that are outside University of Michigan Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to
That
the
was
big
great.
house. Yeah. Played Toronto one
That was a
year.
Winter Classic.
Yep.
Yeah. Played Toronto.
New Year's Day.
What's the state rule if Chase throws an octopus on the 50-yard line? Or where it would be.
Death by 1,000
Death by
stones.
1,000.
That's like playing a flag.
What's Giles Corey say in the Crucible? The more weight.
Right, exactly. Right. All right, guys, last one. Here you go. Which is more likely to happen? This is not really a fill in the blank, but which is more likely to happen? Which is more likely to happen? The Red Wings make the playoffs, or the Pistons win a playoff series?
People are going to hate this one. I say Red Wings making the playoffs.
They are 4 points back right now of a wild card berth. Pistons sit in the 6th spot. There is virtually, to me, unless Cade gets hurt, no way the Pistons can fall out of the playoffs. The way they're going.
Agreed.
Unless there's an injury, they're in the playoffs. The East is so bad, there's nobody that's coming up and knocking them out of the playoffs.
They play at Orlando tomorrow night. That should be something to watch. That could be a first-round playoff matchup.
Yeah.
5 versus 6.
And I think Paulo's going to play. Paulo's been out of a lot of games this year. I want to say he's only played 8 games this whole year. I think he's playing. I believe he might be playing again.
You want to laugh? I think it's the Pistons winning a series than the Red Wings making the playoffs. I just don't see enough out of them, enough steady play. I thought they were going to come in this year off of last year, the way they finished with that flurry, and they went nowhere with Derek Lalonde. Now they have a new head coach, and he seems to be getting the most out of them. But they come off a 3-game losing streak. They snapped it against Montreal, and we'll see how they go. I'm putting my money on the Pistons the way I look at them.
I agree.
Yep. I agree with you, Tom, 100%. The only reason why is that I don't trust the goaltending right now for the Red Wings, which is all, what we say, what's the most important position in Detroit sports? Backup goaltender, backup, quarterback. I don't trust the Red Wings goaltending going forward, so I do trust the Pistons going forward, so I would say winning the playoff series.
Dumb question. How fast does it take, or how long does it take to assess a goaltender or bring in the right goaltender? Because
you're the wrong guy.
Detroit has been bad.
You got to draft one and hope that's the guy.
That's what I was going to say, because Detroit has been bad at goaltending for the better part of the last 10 years. They've given up a lot of points. It was a major issue in 2022 and 23. That's why I was asking that question.
Yep. They haven't had a real goalie since Ozzy.
Yeah. We haven't drafted a goalie.
Ozzy and Hasek.
Hasek was after. That's the only reason why I said it. Well, okay, Ozzy.
Sebastian Cossa was our first goalie we drafted in quite a while, at least like a significant prospect to be part of this team. So he's still about a year away from being like a full-time member of this team, but hopefully we might see him make a couple appearances at the end of the year.
I feel like that, and this sucks, but I feel like with the Ilitch administration in both sports, that is the rhetoric that we get so much. Like, the guy is 3 years away. He's 2 years away. And I guess that's the sports. Baseball, hockey, it takes a second to develop those players. But it just seems like our players are always down in Toledo, or they're in Grand Rapids, if you will. That's where the Red Wings play. That. So I just get tired of hearing that. But it's true. That's how those sports operate.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot for them to develop. I mean, just going to my answer for the fill in the blank, I would say I think it's the Pistons winning a series. I think the Red Wings dug themselves maybe too big of a hole. And if we're to compare where they're at right now, I mean, the Pistons are at the 6th seed, and I think they match up against the Knicks. And Karl-Anthony Towns is soft. And I think he could take advantage of him on the inside in the series.
Capital T.
Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll go around the NFL and the comp. Ben Johnson will be a comp to this NFL coach. I'll give you what I think about that coming up.
Right.
But first, a message from New Holland.
Chase.
New Holland, have you heard of a long drink, the gin-based cocktail? Well, we made one right here in Michigan with the all-natural ingredients for better flavor. Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company is shoulders above the rest. Made from New Holland small batch gin, 100% real grapefruit puree for a fresh and delicious flavor. Taller is your local long drink.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Hey guys, football's big game is right around the corner. Make sure you get ready to get the most out of your favorite sports with the best sports book made in Michigan for Michigan. From Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Fund your online account with cash. No need to link a credit card or bank account. And you get a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 and 50 free spins. Visit playeagle.com. Download the Eagle Casino and Sports app today and look for Eagle Casino and Sports for Android and Apple users.
Because Ben Johnson looks a little bit like Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is the coach that Ben Johnson, a lot of comps there. A lot of people think that Ben Johnson is going to end up like Josh McDaniels.
I see that.
Because they kind of look like
both offensive coordinators, right. Both one guy had Tom Brady.
You get compared to who you look like a little bit, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you know,
because it's not going to be place. One's a douchebag who came up under Belichick that nobody wants to play for, doesn't know how to do his own thing, and when he does, he tries to be like Belichick and he turns players off.
He's back with New England.
Yeah, as an offensive coordinator. His job is always going to be there. Nobody's complaining about what he did as a coordinator. He's efficient in New England, but as a head coach, he was what he was. Like Ben Johnson has been here, and you heard the conversation. Like when he was talking, both press conferences, the players. It's about the guys in the locker room. It's about the players. So he gets it. Josh McDaniels, unfortunately, did not.
Hey, man, a guy got fired today with the Texans. Bobby Slowick was hired as an OC last year. I don't have a graphic for that, Pete, by the way. Okay. Bobby Slowick fired today by the Houston Texans, and I don't know if that's not enough time. Last year, he was up for like head coaching positions. So instead, he gets the OC of the Houston Texans. They win a playoff game. They lose last week to Kansas City. The referees helped them lose that game. But he's out of a job. That's a hot name all of a sudden that maybe Dan Campbell might look at. I don't know.
He did an amazing job. And it's funny, I just mentioned his name yesterday when we were talking about what offensive coordinators. I say, get somebody under that Sean McVay, that Kyle Shanahan. You know, Bobby Slowick, he did a tremendous job last year. And this is just sport. It's politics. When your team messes up for whatever reason, man, somebody's got to fall on the sword.
Yeah.
And this is him. Tank Dell didn't play the majority of this year. Stephon Diggs damn near didn't play any of the year. It's not Bobby Slowick. Also, Joe Mixon nursed the ankle all season. This isn't Bobby Slowick's fault, but somebody's got to pay because now everything has to happen right away. So one man's trash is another man's treasure. Bobby Slowick, what he did last year, that offense was humping and was very efficient. And C.J. Stroud is very similar to Jared Goff. He's a processing quarterback. He processes fast. This could be something to consider.
I don't think he's going to be done. I think he's back with a team. this year.
Vic Fangio got fired, and now look what he's doing.
Look at Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen just 2 days ago turned the Jags down. So the Jags are like, phew, how many guys are going to turn us down? We're going to fire Trent Baalke. Guess what? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers gave Liam Cohen a big raise. Great. Yesterday, he disappeared off the grid. He was in Jacksonville, not in Tampa. They couldn't get a hold of him. Tampa's phone calls went unanswered. He signed a deal yesterday, to be the next Jaguars head coach. Not only that, they're going to let him pick the general manager.
Yeah,
Liam Cohen.
Why would I answer the phone calls? Because all you're offering me is more money to come back to Tampa and coach under Dave Canellis. They're offering me everything. Not to mention, you can say what you want to about Trevor Lawrence. Many head coaches have started with way worse quarterbacks than Trevor Lawrence. You're getting a guy that was national champion winner, number 1 overall pick. He won a playoff game against Justin Herbert. I'll take my chances with him and figure it out.
Can I finish my Ben Johnson?
He's been waiting.
I thought you did finish it. I thought you compared him to Josh McDaniels.
That's like a Jack Benny joke.
I know you did. I was saying, and it's totally fine. I'm just making it.
You have to re-up now.
Yeah.
Tell us what it's
So,
about.
Josh McDaniel is the coach that I think Ben Johnson is being compared to a lot. For people that don't think he's going to be a good head coach in the NFL, I think that is the comp for him out there. For those of you out there that believe that he's not going to be a good head coach, I've got another one. I was thinking about this today. I think I have the perfect comp for Ben Johnson. Curious to see what you guys think about it. Mike McDaniel in Miami. The offense is going to be pretty darn good. Winning wise, 9-8, 11-6, 8-9. It'll be good, but it will have a ceiling to it. That's how I feel.
Mike McDaniel.
And he'll probably get fired in 4 or 5 years.
He had Tua, who really can't stay healthy.
Right.
This guy's getting Caleb Williams. We don't know much about him, except he was the number 1 pick overall. And I think he's got some pretty good offensive players, good wide receivers, a terrific tight end. Got to fill in the OC, the offensive line. That's not a bad look. That's not a bad look. Mike McDaniels wears sweatpants. I don't think Ben Johnson will.
It's not a bad one. It's not a bad one.
He's not a big rah-rah guy.
Yeah.
He's more of an analytical guy.
Quirky.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both quirky.
Yeah. Just wanted to get that out there. That's all.
I'm glad. I'm sorry I cut you off.
No, that's okay, Maz.
I think it could be a good
I didn't realize I did, though.
That's okay.
Hey, the Raiders hired the oldest coach available.
Oh, I love this. Go ahead.
Pete Carroll's
Brandon.
back, folks. 73 years young. The Raiders, they get their man, finally. It took a long time. I think they got hoodwinked by Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
But they got their guy. And you know what? They could have done a lot worse. You know what you're getting with Pete Carroll.
This is smart all around. At the end of the day, the Raiders are a dumpster fire that has to start over. They have to build from scratch. Simply the same thing Dan Campbell doing. You're not giving a quarterback, and now you got to figure some pieces out. You don't have a good defense, and now you got to bring an offense, or vice versa. You have a team that you don't know what the hell you have. You got Max Crosby, and you got Brock Bowers.
In probably the most difficult division in football.
You need a coach, 100%. Look, you see the coaches, and I know Matt's going to talk about that next, but you need a coach that has been there. He's been to 3. He's won 1. You need a coach that players love. How many people have talked about Pete Carroll? From Marshawn Lynch, Beast Mode, to Michael Bennett, to Golden Tate, to Doug. The list goes on. Some of these Hall of Fame. Bobby Wagner, who will be a Hall of Fame. They love Pete Carroll. His connectivity. I played in 2012 for the Seahawks. No one can connect the players like Pete Carroll. It is his gift. You saw what he did at USC. You saw what he did when he first got to the Jets. You saw what he did when he first got to the Seattle. His connectivity to players, he gets it. He is young at heart. He may be old as hell age-wise, but he's young at heart. He stays driven. He stays down there. It's going to be fun. And I think that's what the Raiders need. The Raiders need some fun with some discipline too.
Agreed.
We did a lot of fun stuff, shooting baskets before practice, and in the meeting room, if a player made it, you got the night off from training camp or things like that. But he's disciplined too. You better not be late. You better know your assignment. Pete's both. I think that's what they need. This is a great hire because he will at least get them to some professionalism, kind of like J.B. Bickerstaff with the Pistons this year.
The AFC West coaching tree just got a little bit better.
There are very few coaches that command the respect in the game of football more than Pete Carroll. He has done it at every level. College national champion, Super Bowl champion in the NFL. The enthusiasm unknown to mankind. I know that's a Jim Harbaugh phrase, but he's got it. Players love him. He's a player's coach, a demanding coach, and he is going to turn the Raiders culture around.
If Pete Carroll, let me say it like this. Pete Carroll is 2 plays away from being considered one of the greatest coaches of all time. He's a good coach now. He's a
Hall of Fame coach, I'd say.
He's 100%. He's a great coach now, but he's one of – if Reggie Bush, which I still think is a good play, the receiver wasn't ready. If Reggie Bush, the pitch that the receiver fumbles in the national championship game and not giving the ball to beast mode on the 1-yard line, they would have beat Texas. That would have been 3 national championships. And if when they give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, that's 2 back-to-back Super Bowls, and who knows what the trajectory is from that. 2 plays away from different kind of conversation, but he is a great coach.
No doubt.
And the AFC West coaching tree, pretty good. You got pretty good guys at each place. Take a look at these guys.
Andy Reid,
and look
Hall
at their
of Famer.
numbers.
Is Jim Harbaugh a Hall of Famer?
In
Not
the
yet.
NFL?
Not yet.
No.
Nah. How would you rank these coaches, man?
Well, Andy Reid won.
Sean Payton.
No, I put Pete over Sean Payton.
Pete.
Then Sean Payton, and then, of course, Harbaugh.
Yeah. When Harbaugh's the last, the 4th of 4 in a division.
You got a division.
You got a division.
Sean, to your point, I'm glad you put Pete in front of Sean.
Yeah.
Sean gets a lot of credit because that era, it seems like he lost a couple Super Bowls or he was in the NFC Championship every year. He went to 2 NFC Championships. They lost one and he won the Super Bowl one. There was a lot of disappointing finishes in there. The beast mode.
The Diggs Minnesota catch.
The Diggs catch.
In overtime.
The Marshawn Lynch run. That run was on the Saints. Like a lot of first-round exits.
They like to cry about Nickel Roby-Coleman too, but they were up 14 points in that first half of that game. It's like you choked away the game.
Yeah,
Got the ball first in overtime, threw it on interception.
I saw your face when he said, "Shaw," you was like, "Nah, Pete." I saw your face. Good call.
Good job. Good job, Chase.
Yeah, look at
Hey,
Chase.
boy.
Look at that.
Hey, speaking of the AFC West still, the Raiders have a general manager as well. They went and picked Tampa Bay's assistant general manager, John Spytek. So now it's Spytek and Pete Carroll running the silver and black. I don't know much about the guy, but
pretty good though.
Yeah, but Tampa Bay is starting to get picked over a little bit. The Lions, of course, yesterday they got themselves a new D-line coach in Casey Rogers. I hear lots of good things about this guy.
Absolutely.
And Dan Campbell happened to play with them and coach with them.
Brady's trying to turn this thing into a Patriots/University of Michigan deal. John Spytek was a linebacker in Michigan when I got there. I did play 2 years with him.
Teammate.
He was a teammate, and his brother Dave Spytek is my year. So I know the Spytek family well, man. He definitely has a business acumen to it. He knows what he's doing in that front office. But that's what Tom is doing. And John knows Tom. Tom was cool. Aaron Shea, you guarantee. Watch Woodson becomes one of those guys like a Chris Spielman role. Charles Woodson. He already has his whiskey. That is the whiskey and bourbon of the Raiders. So he's very involved with the Raiders. Charles and Tom are like this. Guarantee you'll see Charles Woodson be mentioned as some working with the team moving forward.
Hey, Maz, can I add one? I want to get this in because the numbers are going to fluctuate this weekend. 11 playoff games since 2021. The Chiefs have had 36 penalties. Their opponents, 66 penalties. 220-plus extra yards in favor of Kansas City. In every single game, their opponent had more penalties. Is this discipline from Andy Reid, luck, or something else?
Something else.
To add to that for you as well, Ryan, not one of those 36 penalties called against the Chiefs have been a holding penalty on their offense.
Nice job, Chase.
Here, you go first, man, because I'm going to think
It's the refs. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the
that's why I was
NFL, the referees are favoring Kansas City. It happens a lot when a team is really great and they're a great story. The league is going to back them. It happens in almost every single sport, and it happens with the Chiefs. It's not a question about it. I mean, they have guys moving on the line. They never get called for that. I don't even have to go game by game. Everyone knows the Chiefs are getting preferential treatment right now. We'll see who the next team is to get that treatment.
I think it's a bit of both. I think it's probably 65-35. Look, when you have a coach like Andy Reid, you've been to this mountaintop a couple times. Obviously, the refs play the factor. Players get disciplined. Players know how to act. Like, you know how to teach this in a culture. We give so much credit to the culture being built down in Allen Park and what they are. Well, what do you think about a culture that's been to 7 straight AFC titles? So there is a level of discipline in there. There is a level of what's coached and how it's coached. But the refs definitely play a part. I'd say 65-35. 65 discipline, 35% refs.
My hope for this weekend is that we don't have a major ref error that costs somebody a game. That's all I'm asking for this week. I do think Buffalo beats Kansas City, and I'm pulling for Washington. I'm going with the football team over the Eagles. Washington football team and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl 59. Who you got, Bray?
In the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Bills in Washington?
Bills in Washington. Maz?
Me too.
Chase?
I mean, that's who I'd want to see, yeah.
Pete?
Bills and Eagles.
Bills and Eagles.
Give me Chiefs and Washington. I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes. He's gotten 2 in a row. Like, to beat the man, you gotta beat the man. So give me Patrick Mahomes and give me Jaden.
And I'm not going against you. Get us out of here for the weekend.
Look, we appreciate you guys. Sorry that our team is not playing. Dang, and I say our team, let you know I'm starting to get committed to this being a Lions thing. But sorry our team's not in it this week. You know, have some fun, find some fun in some other places, man. Stay out of trouble. It's cold. It's a good time to save some money. So if you're staying in, why don't you do that? It's a lot to watch on Netflix and all these other streaming sources. But be safe, whatever you do. And remember, you are loved.
Good job, Braylon.
Appreciate it.